Okay, for this quick tutorial, we're going to create an image that looks like this. It's a 3D photo, and we start with this image, and this will be the end result in a few simple steps. And I am using, as always, Corel Paint Shop Pro Photo X2. And let's begin. First, we open up our picture that we want to use. You can pick any picture you like. First thing we want to do is we want to duplicate it, and then we want to close our original. So we're working with our duplicate. And then what we want to do from there is we want to promote this to a raster layer, as you can see there. And the next thing we want to do is create a new raster layer, which is that simple. And we want to select black for our color from the materials palette. And we want to click our flood fill tool and click on the image so we fill that raster layer with black. Now we're going to left click and drag it down underneath the original photo we're going to be using. And what we're going to do next is we're going to create a new raster layer, a transparent raster layer, as you can see here. And then we're going to drag this layer up above our picture. So we have that one on top. And next we're going to select our rectangle tool, and that would be right here. We want to make sure that this box is not checked. I want to uncheck the Create on Vector box. And then what we want to do is we want to take our cursor, put it where we'd like it to be, and we want to put the rectangle around the part of the image that we would like to be inside of the frame. So we can do it like that, and we come with a white square. Next we're going to choose our pick tool, which is going to give us these points or handles on the edges. Now you can take this and you can just change this to shear, and once you do that you can just move these handles and do it that way. Or you can also hold your shift key and drag your corners and put them where you would like them to be. Okay, so we've accomplished that. And the next step is we're going to move this layer down below our picture. And then we're going to select our picture layer, and we're going to lower the opacity to about 50 or so. And what we're going to do here is we are going to select our eraser tool, and we're going to begin erasing everything that we don't want in our background. Now we want this part of the image to remain, so we don't erase that. We erase everything around it. Okay, and you can pick whatever brush you're most comfortable with for the edges. I kind of like this straight brush here because I can put it there, click, hold my shift key, come way over here, click, and you can't see it. Let me zoom in a little. You can see it a little better. And it just fills it in from one end to the next. Hold the shift, click over here, click, hold the shift, click over there, and it fills it in. And you use this rotation key to change the angle of your brush, and I am using my scroll button to move that before I click. Once you click, it won't work the scroll button because then you will be in a different mode. So now I hold shift, click it down. I can go up to my rotation key, and I can either just click one of these numbers. I can use this here. I can type in the digits, but I'm going to just select this one for this side. I'm going to use my scroll button before I click. I didn't click on the screen yet, and I adjust it with my scroll, and then I click, push my shift key down, click again. I can come over here and click, and wherever you click, as long as you have the shift key down, it will follow and fill it in. And remember, we're using the eraser brush because we're erasing the background, and the black raster layer here is showing through. Okay, so you want to do that on the complete background of your image. And it's not that much time depending on the photo you choose and which one you want to work with and what the background looks like. But if you use the brushes and you learn how to use the different angles, you can kind of speed things up. So it depends on, what you're most comfortable with as far as using your brushes and what angles. Most people prefer to use the circle brush, which is a good brush because in most cases, like I have the hardness set to 50. So therefore, when you click, you notice how it doesn't do the edges the first click. And the more you click, the more it fills in, and that's why people like this brush, because it has a soft edge. It's good for areas like around this leg here and up here. When you want a sharp edge, I prefer to change my brush to a brush that is more sharper, like that straight line for the edges of the frame. But basically, you're going to just fill in all your areas that you do not want to show in your finished product. And I'm doing this pretty quickly because YouTube has limitations on the video time. So I'm just going to kind of rush through here. And we can go here, shift, and click up here, click there. Fill that in very quickly. Drag it there. Over here, we can hold shift, click there. And over here, it's a little closer to the body and the frame, so we might not want to click that too much. And we could do that. And some people prefer, depending on the picture in the background and the difference in the colors, some people prefer to use their background eraser brush. And we will get into that we'll do a different video for that one. Okay, so basically you just click. Now if you want to change the size of your brush, you can either adjust it by the slider, you can use the numbers, or you can just click here. And once you come back here, as long as you do not click on your canvas, you can use your scroll button to adjust it. And once I get it where I want it, and I'm going to left click, hold shift, and left click, and fill in that little area. And whatever little areas I think need to be filled in. And I'm just clicking over here real quick. Normally, if it was a project I was working on that I really wanted to look perfect, I would take my time, I would zoom in, and any areas that you accidentally click, you can go over them and just right click and it'll bring back the original. So I would just go here and just do a little bit of that. Just for this, like I said, it's a quick video because YouTube has time limitations on the length of your video. So for that right now, that looks okay. Okay, so after we finish doing that, what we're going to do is after we erase all the area we don't want, we leave the area we do want, and we can see here this is what's going to be inside of our frame when we're finished. And excuse me, so now what we're going to do is we're going to increase our opacity back to 100, and you can see you have your top layer, your frame layer, and your background layer, and you're going to select the layer with your frame by left clicking on it. You're going to get your pick tool, which is that there. Now make sure this is changed back to scale if you changed it, and then you're going to left click on the top slider, drag it up. It's going to give you a little white border. Left click on the middle one, drag it out, and you get a white border on that side, and then left click this, drag it out. Oops, that one's way too far. Drag it back a little bit, and then do the same with the bottom, and there you have your little white frame. Now if you need to do a little cleaning up at this point, like I obviously do, you just go up here, select your picture when you're ready to clean up these areas. Hold down your shift key after you click and click up top. You can tell I did this fairly quickly. Let me just decrease that brush a little bit just for this video. And with that, I just left click, hold shift, clean up that whole edge. Precise. When you're done, you would just right click, merge down, right click, merge down, and there you would have it. You can save it, do whatever you like. And I hope you found that to be a very quick and easy way to use Corel Paint Shop Pro Photo X2 to create interesting looking 3D images.